Okay, we are back on with our What's Up Wenatchee podcast. Having a little bit of technical difficulties today, but I think we are back and settled in. We are broadcasting live from our backyard, having a little bit of a Havana days in the backyard, getting prepared for Havana Night, which is tomorrow night at Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee. And that is being put on by the city of East Wenatchee. And the organizer and event planner for that event is Trina Elm. She's just part of the crew, or heading up the crew that is putting on that event. And she's been telling us a little bit about what to expect for tomorrow night's festivities. Right?
Yes.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. We have all the cars, not just the classic cars, but we have some Cuban bands that are going to be playing throughout the evening. And the thing that we were just last talking about was the hand-rolled cigars.
Yes.
That experience that is available for people to purchase with the cigars and the cutters and the lighter and the whole nine. So
yes,
where can they get all the information on everything that is going to be happening?
So it's so you can go to our website, eastwenatcheewa.gov, and then right under our news and announcements, you can actually click on, you'll see the logo and stuff right there for Havana Night. So you can click on it and it will take you right there.
So this is like new. This is a first time new event for the city,
yes.
Right? You guys have kind of the things that you do every year, Classy Chassis and the tree lighting and the Pangborn Festival flights, but this is kind of the new one in rotation.
Yeah, so we actually used to have what we called the East Side Parkway pileup, and it was usually the end of June. But it was the same concept of being downtown, cleaning down the road, and it was just, 4 or 5 hours in the evening on a Saturday. So we just we wanted to bring that back. It's a lot of fun, but we wanted a new spin on it. And then Michelle down at Clearwater, who's our partner in this event, so it's not just the city doing it; it's also Clearwater.
Okay, cool.
And
you said she had that really good idea about the rolled cigars.
Yes, yeah. So she came to me because she had this idea when we put in Gateway Park down there across from 7-Eleven. She wanted a huge Cuban theme event there and utilize it and decorations, and like she had this really cool vision. And I'm like, yes, let's do that. How can we do this together? And Havana Nights was born.
Wow.
So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you really like having that kind of creative freedom in your job where somebody comes with you with that kind of idea and you just go, I can make that happen. I actually can do that.
Yeah. Oh, we have so much fun, like coming up with ideas like that. And if it's not like for us to benefit from, even helping somebody else, like with you and the swap meet.
Yeah.
Just helping make it come to fruition. So it's fun.
Well, yeah, especially let's talk about swap meet. It's that was like one of those ideas, right?
Yeah.
Was almost like a pipe dream in our head, my husband's head, that's been percolating for so long. And I really have to thank you, honestly, because I almost was like so timid to even let the idea come out of my mouth into reality.
Well, you didn't want me to steal it, which I would never do.
There is a little bit of truth to that. Yeah.
I don't blame you, but because you don't want some kind of cool idea like that to come out of your mouth and then somebody else takes it and runs with it.
Well, so that has happened.
Exactly.
It has happened to me. Yeah. But also because I didn't want to also make it real, because then it also kind of sets the ball rolling.
Right.
And I didn't know if I was ready or prepared for that to even happen. And
I shoved you in.
I kind of went, it wasn't here's my idea, which I usually do, when I'm ready for an idea to get out there. I'm like, here's my idea. And I kind of went, here's my idea.
Yeah. And then we sat down
And you went,
we had that conversation back and forth, and we came up with like, oh, what's a good time of the year? Like when we don't conflict with other stuff. And
I wanted to do it in the spring. I know. I wanted to do it in the spring. And you're like, well, the city has a lot of events in the spring. It really would be good like in the fall, you know? And I went, okay, let me go home and start working on this like now. And I did.
You did.
I did. And that was it. And it was off. We were off and running. And now look at it.
I know. See, you just needed somebody that has the confidence in you and is willing to shove you into the deep end.
Trina,
that's how much I love
you. Thank you for being that person that shoves me into the deep end.
Anytime. I'm here for you.
Just know that I will return the favor.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm waiting for it.
Absolutely. But that's how it goes, you know, like if we had friends in our lives that just that didn't push us, then or pushed me, I don't know. I'm those people don't stick around for me. I like people, especially other women in my life that push me to be more than what I can be than at that moment in time, because they see that. And then vice versa.
Yeah.
We see the potential in each other, and we push each other to be the best that we can be in that any moment in time. And I love that.
Yeah. Well, I knew that once you went down that pathway, you're not the type of person to give up and be like, yeah, I decided not to do it. This is just too much. I knew you'd go with it.
Not to say I didn't think about it a couple of times. Like there was a couple of times where like, I just don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore. And then went, that's just not an option. Like it's just not an option.
Well, and that's totally normal. I mean, Natalie and I have had that conversation of, did we take on too much with the swap meet? Because we're going with a bang on this thing. Yeah. Like maybe we should have eased into it a little bit more, but I mean, it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was last night, it was like 5:45. And I was looking at the clock and I saw that, I was like, a month from right now, the swap meet will be over and done. And I was like, that is a really crazy thought. Like we'll be packing up and cleaning up.
We'll be riding the high of a really fun successful event. Like, okay, let's do this twice a year now.
Twice a year. Yes. Like Packwood, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, that whole town is just packed. Solid. Any kind of open space, people's front yards, like they're renting them out to vendors. So
I know it has been a really fun process, and it's probably even more fun because I get to do it with the likes of you guys. So and I'll a little bit later on in the show, I'll kind of get the rundown of everything, but you and Natalie have been really spearheading a kids zone, the kids market part of the festival. And so I want to hear what it's been like for the two of you to take on that as a project.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was really all because of Natalie.
Yeah.
Because she has a little sister who is like killing it, I guess, with jewelry making on not Etsy, Instagram.
On Instagram?
Yeah. So the whole kids area, like with all the booths and stuff, that came from her. And she's really been instrumental in that. Like,
cool.
Yeah. Yes.
Come on. Yeah. Come on in. Thank you for doing that.
Should we grab this chair?
Yeah. Scooch.
Here, you can sit on this.
That's a technical term. The technical term is scooch. Yep.
We'll see if can you still see me?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that looks better actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the two of you. Natalie must make you look good.
totally.
Yeah, she really does. Yeah, you make each other. You do. You make each other look good. Natalie Daggett, you work in the events department for the city of East Wenatchee. Welcome to the program. It's your first time. Yay! And I just love you. I mean, we haven't known each other all that long, but you are a wonderful addition to the department. And Trina, it was a wonderful hire. Thank you.
100%. Yes. Love having her.
Yeah.
We actually met at a softball draft tonight.
Oh, really?
I was saying how much I was not happy with my current job, and she was like, "Well, I'm hiring." I filled out the application right in front of her, and I got a call on Monday.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That is how you do it right there. And you helped out, and you have been helping out, oh my gosh, so much with this kids market. You came to me with that idea, right, of doing this kids market, like giving them the space in the kids zone area. Oh, Chewy wants to be on the
staring at
podcast.
me down there. I couldn't say no because you're cute.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Hi, babies. And I was like, this is a brilliant idea to do. Let kids make crafts and then sell them. Learn a little bit of entrepreneurship and making your own stuff, DIY, crafting, upcycling, all that stuff. I was like, this is brilliant. And then I went, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so much work. How am I gonna do this? I brought it up to like the planning board. It was the meeting that the two of you were not at, or Trina was not at. And I went,
think she was either.
No, she was not.
We were on vacation.
You were both on vacation, and then you got voluntold to lead that initiative. So there you go. But you've been great at it, honestly.
It's been fun.
It is.
Yeah, we've had several kids sign up now.
Yeah.
And every time we're like, what are they going to sell? And then we're kind of slightly disappointed when they don't like upload photos of what their products are. We're like, oh, well, okay, well, maybe it's this. Or, I mean, we're going to approve, but
yeah.
It's just exciting to see how creative these kids are.
Because your daughter's doing it, Addie's doing it.
Yep.
And you helped her like
get ruined. Every day she's begging me, Mom, can I make more slime? No, we're gonna wait. We don't want to use all of the product up. And she had a friend come over yesterday. My husband works from home, so that they're at the house, and I come home after work, and I had bought this box of slime kits from Target, and they used the whole kit, and I was like, that was like a $20 kit. So I almost have to hide it from her, but she's so excited. Like, she won't stop talking about it.
What makes it cosmic slime?
Well, nothing.
Oh.
So that she just it started off as Addie's Happy Goo, which I really thought that was super cute, and she didn't like it. So she went to the drawing board and was she's 10, so she's trying to come up with a name, and she decided on Addie's Out of This World Slime.
Oh, she wanted space.
Yeah,
space theme.
Yeah, something that just sounded cool. And so I was like, well, that's a little too long. Let's see what we can do to shorten it. So it became Addie's Cosmic Slime.
It's fun. So
we will have some cosmic looking slime with like the purples and the blues and greens, kind of metallic looking, but then we're going to have some regular slime too, not all cosmic looking. We'll have some fishbowl slime with some glow in the dark goldfish in it, and
those are
fluffy
fun.
slime. And
wait, that sounds weird. Fluffy slime?
Yeah, so you can put like shaving cream in it, and it makes it like fluffy.
Oh,
yeah. So, and there's like,
who knew?
You can do so many different additives into it, like sparkles and
oh my gosh,
did you say glow in the dark glue?
We have glow in the dark glue, and we have glow in the dark additive that we haven't messed around with the additive yet, so we'll see how that one turns out. But yeah, there's so many
hide it before you're ready to make it.
I know.
Oh my gosh. I know.
Yeah.
And you know what? I didn't really know much about you, Natalie, before we started into this process. So everything that's come out about you has been kind of a shock to me. I'm like, oh, I just didn't know that. Oh. So it's like, well, Natalie knows somebody or somebody that races up at the Super Oval, or Natalie knows somebody over at the 4-H. I'm like, what?
She knows everybody.
Natalie knows somebody in the student senate, and like Natalie knows. I'm like, where? How does she know everybody?
I know.
All through my parents. I mean, my mom's a school teacher, so a lot of my connections are her.
Yeah.
And then like on the racing aspect of everything, that's my dad's world. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I met my boyfriend through that and everything. So it's like two different, completely opposite ends of the spectrum, but they kind of come together. And
so, do you spend up a lot of time up at the Oval?
Yeah. Usually, it's close to every weekend. And then my boyfriend was on a traveling circuit for a couple summers, so we did that, and it was just the two of us. And
wow. So are we getting some of the racers, some of the cars to come down for swap meet?
That's the hope. The only issue we have with that is that they have to race that Saturday night. So assuming they're all in one piece and they're not broken,
so we might have some pieces of cars coming to the swap swap. You know, at the swap
bumper. I mean,
right.
Yeah,
right.
It'll be. They do a lot of community outreach. Jeremy's pretty good on getting them all out there. So Friday they'll be at a farmer's market. They race Saturday, and then Sunday they'll be with us.
Okay, in whatever shape we can get them.
Exactly.
That's fun. I love that. And what about 4-H? You were in 4-H, or?
So my little siblings, Shelby and Ryan, are both in 4-H. Ryan is the president, and Shelby's just there with her goats. She's happy to be involved. They will be out of town for the swap meet, so Ryan is doing his best to get his 4-H leader to come up with a booth or an idea or something, because numbers are low in the 4-H community right now. So they
really?
There's still so many clubs opening up, and when that happens, their numbers reduce, and so they're trying to get more kids involved, more families involved, because that's all ran by them.
I've got some room here for a couple of cows, I think.
Yeah.
Cute little piggies.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. My
Cows
son would be
always
like
little
riding
ones,
them
so,
around. A couple of baby goats. I think.
Fainting goats.
Fainting goats. I would just start teaching some goat yoga on the sideline over here. Yeah. I'm all about it. Yeah, some side lawn goat yoga. That's what's coming up next on the What's Up Wenatchee podcast. Just kidding. Well, yesterday, or was that yesterday? Yesterday we had the Washington State Swap Meet planning meeting in the morning. It sounds so exhilarating to everybody, doesn't it? It is. We have lots of fun. You should join and come help out if you want to be a volunteer. That's a lot of exciting fun. It actually is.
It is. We have a good time.
Yeah, we always have a good time, and we'll feed you. I think we'll probably find a way to feed you. We'll figure it out. And then so but before, this is how I am all the time, people. This never gets turned off. They'll tell you this never gets turned off. I'm this awkward all the time. So I call Trina. I drop off my son at daycare, call Trina, and I go, I really don't want to go to my office. Can I come hang at your office before the meeting? She goes, sure. So I go and I hang out. We go over a few things. And then they start telling me about this story. I don't even know how it came up. How did it come up? You guys started talking about it, and I go, I have no idea what you're talking about.
And it's constantly being updated. So Natalie's on this one. This is
yeah. So Monday night, my boyfriend had his friend over, and they have a race this weekend, so they were getting the cars ready. And usually when they do that, I'll just hang out outside. I mean, I'm not working on them, but I'll just sit there and scrolling on my phone, and I find this story, and the first thing I do is call my mom, because I'm like, this is ridiculous. You need to read this. And she immediately pulls her phone out, and she's there with all of her friends. They're on a trip in Oregon, and she's just saying, this is gold. This is gold. Like, this is awful, but it's amazing. And so I go, Trina would get a kick out of this. So I immediately call her. It's 9:30 at night. I don't even think she's going to answer. And I'm trying to tell her all like the gist of it. And I go, just go look up. And so she does. And we're going back and forth till maybe 11. that night, just going back on it, and we're like, what the heck?
Well, now you have to. I mean, like, let's tell me the story.
Yeah. So with all the construction going down in Wenatchee right now, you can't take left turns. It's
On Wenatchee Avenue.
Wenatchee Avenue. It's posted everywhere.
Right, like
no
I'm on the
left
north
turn.
side.
Yeah, no
There-
left
all the
turns.
construction.
And-
I know there's a couple of my friends who work
Mhm.
the All Good Things, Wenatchee Computer, NSA, in that one place
Yep.
there. You
Mhm.
can't make a turn in there. They're getting no business.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's cones everywhere, signs everywhere. And this guy made a post on the Wenatchee Valley Rants, Raves, and Reviews page, I think is what it's called.
Yes.
Yeah.
And was basically complaining about the fact that people were calling him out for making a left turn. They were honking, or they were
Flipping him
flipping him off, or yelling out
at
their
him.
window because he's doing it
Because he
right in front
made
of
a
sign.
left turn where
Yeah.
he's not supposed to.
Exactly. And
Holding up traffic
Yeah.
and making everybody
And-
mad.
So he posts it, and he gets a bunch of backlash on it. People are like, well, it's illegal. You don't get to just make up the law. And he deletes it, but not before someone else gets a screenshot of it. And this girl
Ugh.
screenshots it, and she reposts it. And she
course.
goes, you can't dirty delete like that. Like what you said.
You can't.
Yeah, and there
especially in
were
a
there were a
public
ton
forum.
of comments on it too before he deleted it.
Yeah.
About 70.
Yeah.
People like
70.
calling him out, like,
Yeah.
dude. Hmm.
And so the lady who reposted it and called him out for deleting it receives an instant message on Facebook Messenger saying, that wasn't even, I was the one driving. It was this girl. I was the one driving. My boyfriend made the post. I'm not from the area. I'm from Canada.
So wait, so this guy's girlfriend comes on.
And saying she was the one
She's
driving.
saying that she's the one that was driving, not her boyfriend.
Yes.
Okay.
And she gets a little hostile with the girl, and she's just saying, like,
With the
This
girl
is
who
her best
posted the
with- yeah.
screenshot?
yeah, saying
Okay.
this is harassment, and I'm going to post this in the group and whatnot. And so the original poster
Because
screenshots
they're
those
doing this in like a private DM.
Yeah. And so she screenshots it, and she's just like, post it in the group and says, this is not acceptable. You can't harass, like, you can't make claims against me that aren't true. This is all public. Like,
What was she claiming?
just saying that she was harassing her, and like she was being malicious, and just
Trying to
petty
get
stuff.
Just-
her to take down the post.
Ultimately
And like
was her goal.
threatening her.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
threatening her that she was gonna
Yeah.
do whatever if she
Mhm.
didn't take down the post.
And so back to like review the guy's girl. This is the guy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
So the original poster takes screenshots of the posts and
Or of the
messages and puts it up on there and says, you can't harass people in private messages like this. This isn't okay.
Yeah.
The wife saw it.
What wife?
The wife of the man that made the original post.
So
And his
the
girlfriend was
okay.
defending him. Yeah.
Oh, so not his girlfriend, his wife.
Yes.
So this guy has a girlfriend, and now his wife finds out
All through
that
this Facebook
he
group.
has a girlfriend
Mhm.
through this face. What an idiot!
Yeah.
What an idiot!
And this was exactly what the group was saying. And I mean, this lady, poor lady, finds out that her husband is having an affair. And so she's going off in the comments and saying how ridiculous it is and how like exposing him.
So what did the wife came on and said? What?
Basically just being like, FYI, this guy is awful. Just found out he's having an affair through this post. She basically informs everyone in the comments.
Oh,
And he has been
my
cheating.
gosh.
And she goes on to say a lot of not so good things that happened in the relationship, and she comes with proof, with screenshots and evidence and everything.
Screenshots of what?
Private messages between her and him of him saying some awful things,
Right.
And so I mean there is validity to it when she's coming in with all of that proof and stuff.
Yeah.
And so the community on that group, they completely rallied behind her. They were like, like, just your reaction. What an idiot. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry this is happening to you. Like, you deserve so much better. And it was just like hundreds of comments. I think the last I had checked, it was at like 291 or something.
And you said this was called
People in the comments were calling it Slasky Gate because that was the guy's
Slasky
last name.
the guy's last. What's his first name?
Chris.
Chris Slasky. Idiot. Cheater. All around bad dude. Chris.
And I think the cherry on the top was the wife. She went through the girlfriend's Facebook profile
Mm.
and found a picture of her husband with a girlfriend, and she changed it to her cover photo on Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah, she was ruthless in it, and everyone was.
Yes, I need
cheering
to
her
find her.
on.
She needs to become a guest on the podcast. I need to come have her on and talk to her because she sounds like a legit strong chick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I did see, because I tried very quickly to go back and find these posts.
A lot of them were deleted.
They're not there, or they're so far back and it's hard to find. But there was a post I did see of the wife went back on and kind of thanked the Facebook group for their support. And even before that, she went on and went, "Hey, I'm now single."
And I think that was very satire, like it was meant to be a joke, but it hit a lot of people who were thinking it was hilarious.
Well, yeah, obviously she has some stuff that she needs to work through right now, but good for her for having a little bit of a sense of humor about it, right?
Yeah. Well, it's that stance of, do you cry? Do you scream? Do you make a joke out of it? Like, and we're, as the community, you're like, how do you help this poor woman?
Yeah. But the answer is yes.
Yeah.
You do all of those
All of
things,
it,
right?
all of
As somebody who's been in that position before, that sucks. And yes, you do. You make a joke out of it. You cry, you scream, you yell, and
you have every right to.
Yeah. And then you move on with your life, and you try to. Man, that sucks. That dude.
Yeah. And he stopped commenting. He stopped
real quick after
quick.
She got in the comments and said, like, this is my husband with his girlfriend. He tried to defend himself a couple times, but after that point, it was useless. Everyone had their minds made up.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, we weren't even together. We filed for divorce. And
she
immediately clapped back with, then why are you still in my house?
And my gosh.
She was not holding back.
Then why are you still in my house?
And some of it was just the way that people react. Like, I saw a comment, it was like Jerry Springer 509 edition.
Yes.
And it made me laugh. Like, things like comments like that just made it 10 times better.
I mean, I don't want to ever see people's like dirty laundry air out on social media. I don't think that's a great thing to idolize.
Mm-mm.
But if it does happen that way, like, I don't think it was people trying to out other people, right? Like, I don't think I don't think Chris Slasky went out there, or his girlfriend went out there like trying to, out somebody, right? Like, this is something that happened kind of organically. Thank God it did happen organically, right?
Karma.
You'll
have the day you deserve.
And if it does have to happen organically like that, good on our Facebook community for doing the right thing.
Oh yeah. Well, because she was asking for, so the wife was asking for the girlfriend's information. Like, okay, can somebody find her profile? Like, what's her last name? She's trying to find out more information.
Right.
Because she was blocked.
Oh.
And so, like, I saw several people go and find the lady's profile, screenshot it, and post it for the wife so she could have it.
Nice.
Like, several times.
Yeah.
So the community definitely rallied behind her.
Gotta support our own.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what if you guys have any input on Slasky Gate, on Chris Slasky or his now future ex-wife, or whether you think he should stay with this girlfriend? I mean, come on. He's living with his wife or now future ex-wife or whatever, and I just don't get how people cheat. I don't get it.
I don't either.
And while still living, like, what are you doing? Where are you taking this girlfriend?
Right?
And where are you turning left into? What are you gonna you're gonna go cheat at the grocery outlet? Is that your plan? It's a really great date. Taco time.
Dinner at taco time.
Dinner at taco time sounds like a Chris Slasky Gate.
Yeah. Well, you're living a double life. You can't really afford to take her to the nice restaurants.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you have to take a right to get to the windmill. So
I'm going to start.
I'm not going to the windmill.
I'm going to start that as a phrase, right? I'm going to say, like, he pulled a Chris Slasky.
Right.
We're gonna make that a thing now.
Don't be a Slasky.
Don't be a Slasky. Don't pull a Slasky, dude. Don't pull a Slasky. All right, we're gonna start it. Hashtag don't pull a Slasky.
All jokes aside, though, I am glad the wife is getting out of that. And
For
he
sure.
had some pretty strong claims against him, and so I think it helped her get a little bit more backing with the entire situation.
Well, yeah, thank you for bringing that back around, Allie, because if I don't know, I didn't see the screenshots and stuff. So if there was, verbal abuse, or if there was even some claims of like physical abuse or anything like that, yeah, I hope that the wife, I'm glad that she's getting herself out of that situation, but also there is some, afterwards, like you have to get yourself some help, right? Because you have to process that stuff. It doesn't just go away just because that person is out of your life. Like you do have to do some mending and some healing and some grieving. And, where that girlfriend, Canadian girlfriend, wherever you are, if you are possibly in one way or another, this gets to you, get yourself out of there. Like go back.
No, but I think her blocking the wife, it leads me to assume that she knew that there was a wife.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that she's not.
No, she doesn't deserve what he's
gonna
bring.
She could be under some kind of influence herself. And ladies, we need to look out for each other. So yeah, we don't want her to be in that situation either. So hopefully this guy's gonna, I don't know, get some help himself. That's my. Okay, that's my end all be all. I just hope everybody heals.
Yes.
Everybody's hurting. Everybody needs to heal.
Yeah.
That's my last word on everything. But yeah, we will keep the interactive line open if you want to talk about Slasky Gate. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for Havana Nights. I don't want to I don't want to beat Slasky Gate to the ground, but I want to circle back around to Havana Nights before I let you guys have the rest of your day. And what other events after Havana Nights do you have before the end of the year?
Well, we're helping you with the swap meet.
Oh, the swap meet. Yes. Yep. You've got swap meet September 8th, 9th, and 10th. Awesome.
Yes. And then we'll have Wings and Wishes, which is our tree lighting. It's the first Thursday in December. I think it's December 1st this year. I'm not positive.
Okay.
And that's from 6 to 8 p.m. Usually Santa comes in on a fire truck and helps the mayor count down. The 7th. Oh, yeah. Okay. That was the day off.
I don't think you know how big of a fan of Santa I am. I'm a huge Santa fan.
Yeah. Well, I know him personally. So my kids think I'm the coolest. I just want to say that.
Wow. Now I do. Now I do too.
Yeah. So Santa comes in and helps the mayor count down
the tree lighting.
It's more, last year, or was it the year before now? Gosh, it's all kind of blurring together. Our tree fell over in the wind and blew out the hole we normally put the tree in.
Oh my gosh.
So we usually, for a couple decades, we would cut down a tree out of somebody's yard and we'd pay for them to get rid of the tree that they didn't want anymore. And so we had this big hole in the front lawn of City Hall, and that's where we would put the tree. And then our street department would help decorate it and get City Hall looking all festive. Well, the tree blew over and just blew out the hole that was 20 some odd years old.
Oh my goodness.
And it just, we have it on camera, and the whole thing just slowly falls over. So then it was a running joke. We were going to we had to chop off all of the branches to then cut up all of the trunk. And so when it didn't have any branches on it, we were joking it was going to be the city's Yule log. So now it's more like the City Hall lighting, but we do have one tree that we put the star on top of, but it's it's harder to decorate, so it doesn't have all the decorations that we used to put on the other one, but for now it works.
Right.
So, and we usually have food vendors there and some booths, and it's a fun community event.
I make a really great Christmas elf.
I could see that.
Oh yeah.
That would be fun.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. I'll be there.
Right? Yeah. Well, and then usually the following Saturday, we drive Santa around town on the fire truck too.
Oh, cool.
We have Christmas music and the police department, and usually we have a car or two from the Douglas County Sheriff's Department, and we drive Santa around and he waves to everybody and just says hi. So.
Isn't it weird to start thinking about Christmas?
Oh, no. I've
No?
been thinking about our Christmas event for several months now because we
good
lost
for
our
you.
sponsor. So,
Oh no.
yeah, so now this year, Numerica wasn't able to continue their sponsorship, but still love Numerica. And
Yeah.
I completely understand, sometimes it just doesn't work out. So Banner Bank is going to be our sponsor this year.
Fun.
So we're really excited to work with them.
We like them. Yeah.
Yeah.
We like them. Who are your sponsors for Havana Nights?
Thank you for asking before I forget to
Yeah.
tell you that. So our partner is Clearwater.
Yep.
And then our main sponsor is Discount Auto Glass. And
Oh.
they're awesome. They've been
Yeah.
sponsoring all of our car events in different forms or another for several years now. So I love working with them. They're great.
All right. Well, the event is tomorrow night. What are the times?
5 to 10 p.m.
All right, 5 to 10 p.m. down on Valley Mall Parkway. Going to shut down the street there. Going to be a lot of fun. Cuban bands, lots of dancing and music and food and vintage cars and you. All you got to do is go on down and have a good time. So if you need more information, eastwenatcheewa.gov.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Oh gosh, anytime. I'm like, can I call Trina to come hang out today? No, she was like just on. Like she's not gonna be on every week. So
Well, you never know.
yeah, I could find a million things to talk to you about. So
I know. Well, and now we get to hang out with Chewy.
and you get to hang out with Chewy. I know.
He's
We'll
such a
have to
good
get you on
puppy.
before Swap Meet, I guess, because you guys have a booth, right?
We do.
Well, but don't
Yeah.
we don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
So the two of you have a booth. We'll tease that, but
Okay.
we'll talk about it at another
Well, and
point in
maybe
time.
we can do a giveaway with some of our items.
Ooh! Don't promise what you can't give.
I know, right?
I know you've been like crocheting in your sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
There's a teaser.
All right, a little bit of a teaser. Okay. Well, thank you, guys, Natalie, Trina. We love you.
Well,
Thank
thanks
you
for
again.
having
Thank
us.
You can't take my dog with
I
you. You have to
know.
leave him behind.
That's okay. That's so sweet.
He needs a serious haircut.
Oh.
He's got the shaggy dog look.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know. I love you, Choo Choo.
He's like, I'm coming, Mom.
Yeah,
No,
he
I
would
can't.
too. He would just
He
climb
would.
right
Oh,
over
yeah.
the table and come hang
No.
out with me. Yeah, he's my ride or die. I love that kiddo. I
Yeah.
love you, kiddo. Oh, all right. All right, you two. Well, to get you off cam so you can go enjoy the rest of your day so you can get some rest for tomorrow. All right. Take care.
You too.
All right. If you see the little scroll at the bottom of the screen there, you'll see some event dates that are coming up with the Washington State Swap Meet, of course, September 8th, 9th, and 10th. For more info, go to WashingtonStateSwapMeet.com. We also are going to be at Tower Pizza. We got a karaoke night coming up. August, is that? No, we're not going to be there August 12th. Is that right? That's not right. We're going to be there. Where's my phone? We are going to be there, Tower Pizza, August 18th. Let's not give out wrong information. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so August 18th, that's a Friday. Then we're going to be at the Senior Center Social on the 19th, which is a Saturday. So we have 2 different karaoke nights coming up. One in town and one up in Crescent Bar on, I got to change that date, August 18th. And then over at the Senior Center, Wenatchee Senior Center, on August 19th. So oh, there's my husband. Ryan, you want to come on the podcast? You're over here. Hi.
How's it going?
Good. You've never been on the podcast before, I don't think.
No, I have never.
You look really nervous.
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
This is my husband, Ryan. Ryan, this is everybody. Yes. So we were just kind of talking about my events that I have coming up. So I have a couple of karaoke nights for up in Crescent Bar, and then I got to do the Senior Center. I got to do karaoke at the Senior Center. But we're also talking about the swap meet.
It should be really fun. It's we're the first one ever, so we have to make our own groove here. So I think that it's going to be great, but I think that as the years progress, it'll build up momentum and more people will be thinking about it. Because every time I talk to someone, they're like, "Oh yeah, swap meet! Oh my gosh, I love swap meets." And I love swap meets too. I love antiquing. I love looking at stuff.
Well, that's kind of how this idea, I guess, got started, didn't it? It was like you and I hanging out, and
we should have a swap meet.
Yeah. Well, because we like to go to antique stores and thrift stores, and we're always down at
yard sales.
Yeah, yard sales, and down going and seeing Starla and Derek at the garage door.
We visit Starla's place a lot.
Yeah. We partially keep them in business. And I don't know, and I always went to flea markets growing up. Did I ever tell you that? My grandpa was he was a flea marketer. So he would buy a bunch of stuff. The word? I guess, yeah. And so they lived in the Poconos in Pennsylvania. And so every time we would go visit them, we were like, let's go to the flea market. Let's go to the flea market.
I mean, who doesn't like to look at stuff?
We always want to, you just want to go buy stuff, right? We buy incense. I remember I always wanted to buy incense at the flea market.
Nag Champa.
Nag Champa, yeah.
I love stuff. I'm burning it right now.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I can smell it.
Well, no, it's going to be good. I just think what we need is more people. Every time we talk to someone, yes, I've got a bunch of stuff. It doesn't necessarily have to be it could be anything. It can be kids' clothes. It can be
car parts, yeah, machinery,
stuff. I mean, people like to look at stuff, and the more people we have out there that have stuff, the more people are going to want to graze.
You said something to me the other day, or a couple weeks ago. I think it was you mentioned rock hounds, and I hadn't thought about that.
Oh, I'm a big rock hounder. I have a lot of hobbies, but I love going into places and just digging in the dirt and finding stuff that's been there for millions of years, and it's really special to me. And a lot of people can, I guess, vibrate with rocks because there's a lot of cool stuff out there, and a lot of people like that stuff. And I have friends that have that stuff, so I'm trying to get them on board too. But I think that, rocks are awesome, and they've been around for a long time. And when you find these, it's your special little jewel or something, like amethyst or a geode or whatever. And people may have a lot of geodes and a lot of stuff that just laying around. They're like, hey, let's sell it. Let's give it to a new home. And
I think it would be cool. I can envision rock hounds coming to the swap meet with a bunch of rocks, right?
Right.
And stuff, and whatever. What are they called?
Oh,
Agates.
Well, agates. Yes.
Agates. See, it was in my brain. Agates that they bring, and then like people like that make the jewelry and polish them and like and
Do the
wrap
copper
them.
wraps
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, that's really
and
cool.
they find each other at the swap meet and go, "Hey, I've got these
Well,
rocks."
I think it's not
and, like,
about
hey.
selling stuff for us. I think it's all about like everyone else making connections.
That's what I mean. That's what
Yes.
I'm saying. Like
Uh-huh.
those people find each other and they find a way to either swap or trade or sell to each other or, you know, have a business relationship
Yeah.
and network. Like
Absolutely.
that's really what we kind of envisioned with this of
Like connections.
Yeah.
I just want people to be like, oh, it's cool. I met this guy at the swap meet and da, da, da. And now we trade car parts. He has this other stuff. I'm interested. And even if you like make sales away from the swap meet, it doesn't matter. Like, hey guys, see you later. And it doesn't matter because that connection is made. And then the next year, you're like, we got to go back to the swap meet again. And maybe they make that connection with that person and they have more parts. So they know a guy that knows a guy,
Yeah.
you know, and like connections is what it's all about. And I think a lot of stuff in this valley, there's been non-connection. And I think the biggest thing that I wanted for this is to have people connect and like make friends and like, you know, like strive to do something else and like, hey, you know what? Da, 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 da. And then just make it something that people look forward to.
Yeah.
Like, I look forward to like going to yard sales and all that stuff. So why wouldn't people want to look forward to going to the swap meet every year? No one's doing it. NCWswapmeet.com, right?
Washington State swap meet.
Sorry, I'm sorry, baby.
I
She
love
takes
you.
care of all the
I love you
logistics
so
here.
much. No, yeah, but
Well,
but you know that's how I know that this is gonna work,
legit.
because our motivations for doing it are in the right place.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like our motivations for doing it aren't, we want to make $1 million. It's like we want to make connections. We want to facilitate our community making more connections and being better.
Of course, there's money to be made too, because we don't want to like.
Well, we don't want to go broke.
Right.
That's for sure. Like we want things to be fair, but we also want it to work for everybody, right? Like
Right.
we don't want to go into the red on this. So we're trying to make it all work for everybody and for ourselves fairly.
Right.
But
And stuff's being
I know it's going to
fine-tuned.
work because of our motivations.
Right. And it's like I was saying, stuff needs to be fine tuned. And we're like, this is the first time
Yeah.
we've done this. Like, no one's doing it. So let's do it. And we'll have to fine tune stuff. So there might be some hiccups and stuff there. But at the same time, like, hey, work with us because we totally want to work with you.
Yeah, that I couldn't have said it any better. Thanks, honey.
Right,
That's
you know,
awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to work. We want people to come out here. We want a bunch of people together and like, hey, how's it going? Oh, hey, I remember you from you know, like connections have been made, and that's what we're working for. And I think that's it's gonna happen. I mean, it's gonna be smaller this year, and it's gonna be bigger the next year, and on and on and on. But someone's got to start it, because if someone doesn't, someone else will. And I want to be the guy on top, and you know what I mean? I want to be looking towards that next horizon. So, right?
Well, yeah, I thank you for, you know, being with me on this process. It's been a journey so far.
Well, I'm gonna peace out right now.
No, because I want you to talk about your 30th high school reunion.
Oh my gosh.
Wenatchee Valley High School.
All right, then I gotta go
How
because I'm
relevant
canning
is this?
stuff right now.
We have to talk about this. It's so relevant. Wenatchee Valley High School had their 30th high school reunion, class of 1993.
Oh gosh,
right
date me.
here. Right here.
It was really fun. It was really fun, and we had a good time.
But you have to tell the whole story about
Which one?
going to the wrong place.
Oh man, so I have a lot of friends that are from Eastmont and stuff too, and they said, "Oh, I'll go to this." We went there, and we had a babysitter and everything. And
This is me not micromanaging my husband's life. He said, "This is where we need to go," and I said, "Okay, you got the babysitter."
So I get there,
you
I'm
go.
like, I don't recognize anybody. I'm like, who are all these people? I'm like, oh, let's just get a drink, and maybe I forgot everyone.
And then we go and we see Paula Lamana,
Yeah.
and she goes, what are you doing here? And I'm like, that's kind of a weird thing to say.
And I'm like, and I'm looking around, and everyone's wearing Eastmont colors. And of course, I kept a shirt from 1993, a 30-year-old shirt that I've kept forever. And I was wearing it. So I'm wearing like purple and gold. And everyone's like, what is this guy doing here?
Senior class t-shirt.
Yeah, and I'm like, and they're like, it's over. It's at Three Lakes. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So we had a drink and then we left, went over to Three Lakes. And then I'm like, I know everyone here.
I know. We walk in the door and it was a complete opposite reaction. Literally open the door and it was Ryan. And all the girls swarm
Oh my gosh.
to him. Oh, no. Where is the phone?
Whatever. Anyways, we go in there and we have fun and we're having,
You have to understand, I married the most popular guy in high school. Yes.
I was the student speaker and they were really worried because they didn't know what I was going to say. And I don't have the best background as far
You think the girls didn't swarm to you? We got to get this picture in there. There you are with all the girls around you looking at your shirt because they were looking for their names. So all of them look at the goofy smile on his face.
I'm just saying, like, it was cool because back in the day, they had that shirt and they had everyone sign it. And everyone put their signature on there. And, like, there's people that have passed away in our year and stuff, too. And their signatures on there. And it's really cool. And I was like, man, I'm going to wear this shirt. Anyways, I snuck in Beastie Boys and stuff there when we were kids, too. That's awesome. But it was cool because we had a good time. And then people I haven't seen in years. And then I'm like, hey. Of course, I had to make sure High Command was okay with it. But I was like, come over to my house. And
oh, no, that's not what he did. He got up and clinked his glass like he was giving the best man speech at a wedding.
Well, everyone listening.
Clink, 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 clink. Hey, guys. After parties at my house. And then yells out our address to the entire reunion.
But it was fine because we had a good time and she set up her full karaoke stuff here and everyone had a great time. And it was people were like, I don't know. I was like, hey, if you can't drive, you can sleep here. And people did like, we can't drive.
Oh, by the way, by the time we went and picked up our son and got home, there was already 3 cars parked outside of our house.
They were ready to go.
And mind you, Grayson, those brand new speakers and brand new microphones that hadn't even made it out of the box yet. Here I am in the backyard.
In the dark,
unboxing brand new equipment to set up for this after party while everybody is like getting trashed in our backyard. It was awesome.
Well,
I loved every second of it.
Well, we had a good time and I appreciate your diligence because I would be like, I don't know. And then like, can you hook this stuff up? You're like, I'm working on it. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I know. He's like, hey, come on, can we do this? And I'm like, better get out, back away.
Anyways, so it worked out perfectly and everyone had a good time. And I mean, I hope we can do another one for, I guess, 40th.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. It was great. It was fun.
That's crazy.
Man. Mine was the 30th. I'm thinking they don't do another one till 10 more years later, right? 40th.
Yeah, I guess you could do every 5, but why would you?
You're not really maturing or doing.
You're not really maturing.
Thanks a lot.
Grayson just called you out.
Hey, you know what?
Oh, and our son,
I'm like the little
our
Peter
son did
Pan.
not go to sleep for nothing.
Well, he's
so
the big
in the
hit
midst
with all the
of
girls, like, oh my God,
unpacking boxes and he's trying to do crowd control, and our son is just running around strangers.
Well, shout out to Eric Gutzweiler for doing that, and Derek Kelso.
Eric was great. I think our son actually fell asleep in his arms.
Yeah, and then he's like, should I put him to bed? I'm like,
yes. Put him to bed.
Well, I really do have to go because I'm canning right now. I'm pickling some.
All right.
Did you do your random acts of kindness?
I don't
I'd
know
be
what
kind
you're
all the
talking
time.
about.
Or not random acts.
No, we talked about love languages.
Yes, did you talk about your
We
love
didn't talk
language?
about love
Good.
languages
I'm
yet.
not even sure what my love language is.
We did our love language quiz last week. Don't you remember?
I'm probably like,
You know what your love language
I
is.
know.
Do you remember what mine is?
You're giving,
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
right? I know that.
All right. Well, you can go, and Grayson and I will talk about you and your love language while you're
What is
away.
tell me what love language is.
You don't remember?
I don't care
Is it
anymore.
quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation?
Probably touch.
I was gonna say if you had to
Receiving
guess.
gifts.
Okay,
Got it.
Grayson says, what are they?
The
They're
quality time,
Quality time,
physical touch,
physical touch, words of affirmation,
acts of service,
receiving gifts.
It's be touch all day long.
He says he thinks he's physical touch.
It could be more than one.
No, but
Well, there's a few of them there.
he was unanimously physical touch.
I would say that in quality time.
Right? I like that too. So, a little bit of
If
this
you had
and
to guess mine, out of let's go through them again.
acts of
Quality
giving.
Quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service,
receiving gifts.
receiving gifts.
Acts of service.
Acts of service.
Acts of service, 100%. That's me. That's my love language. If you can say, "Hey, can I do that for you?" or "Hey, can I help you with that?"
Cool.
or
Can
"Hey,
you
can I
take out
take
the garbage?
can you take that can I take that off your hands?" That
She's like, you do it.
that means that basically says I love you.
Well, I appreciate that. All right. Well, peace out, guys. Thanks for letting
Thanks
me be
for
on
stopping by, honey.
Well-
You did great on your first podcast.
I'm not kind of like.
It's all right. You did well. I'm watching it.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye. Yeah, look, I'm starting to get into the sun here.
I see that.
Yeah.
I'm shifting myself.
It's all right. Hey, there you are. Hi, Grayson.
Hi.
Wow, man.
I made it. It's been a week.
Yes. And this is going to get real hot real fast in the sun, so
I know I kind of want to scoot the table, but I'm a little nervous to scoot it. Maybe we should try it together real fast.
Is it going to make a big difference or
I
what?
think so. I think we'll get you out of the sun and the equipment.
Uh-oh.
That was a small mistake there.
All right. At least I'm out of the sun.
Just use my shirt.
All right. I know that my husband gave the wrong website for the swap meet. He's been calling it the North Central Washington swap meet for a while now. It never, just for prosperity's sake, it was never ever going to be called the North Central Washington swap meet. So I don't know where he got that from, but it is in fact the Washington State swap meet. So you just go to WashingtonStateSwapMeet.com and you can get some information on everything. You two are the cutest. Oh, Sherry, thank you. She's not talking about you, Grayson. She was talking about me and
Okay.
Ryan, I think. Yeah, Ryan. I don't think Ryan quite got the whole love languages thing. When I said it was acts of service, I think he meant me doing acts of service for other people.
I think so too.
That
I
is
really
not
do.
my love language. But it actually almost kind of is too. Like me doing service for other people is kind of also my love language. I do like taking care of others.
But you do like acts of service.
Yeah, acts of
when
service
people
is
can
it.
step in and help out, you are all about it. It does, and it helps. It makes the world go around, right?
Yeah. It just means that shows affection for me. That's another way of showing affection for me if somebody can help me out in one way or another. Yeah. More so than words of affirmation or giving me a gift. Like that was the lowest on the list for me.
Same.
Like gifts,
Gifts,
flowers,
they're nice,
chocolate.
but they're not as
They
important.
don't really mean much
Yeah.
for me.
No, I hear you.
help me accomplish a goal. Yes. Love, that's love. Right?
Yeah, we're in working together, you know, like Deanna and I also did that whole love languages thing. It's really interesting when you figure out what your love languages are. It if I didn't know. I'm like Ryan, I had no idea. So when I found out mine, I was like, oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. But they also have other quizzes now. I mean, they have the quiz that you could take for love languages, but they also have quizzes for like your anger language, your other things, forgiving, your forgiveness.
Yes, there's a bunch
language.
of them, and they've got them all in one app now. It's called Pairing. I know Deanna and I do that Pairing app.
Oh, okay.
And even though it costs money, it's one person's paying for it, and it's for both people.
Oh.
It's great because you can take these quizzes inside of that, but there's also outside of that other couples questions and answering that you can do to learn more, not about each other, but how to communicate with each other, which is also pretty groovy when you think about it, especially if you're really busy people, or like me, I'm in a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
So if you're like you guys are so busy and you just took 5 minutes out of your day and you just did this one simple 3-minute quiz, and it's 5 questions, and Ryan has time, he goes back and he sees what your answers are, has to put his own answers, and then it tells you how well you communicate with each other, because before they reveal your answer, he's got to put in an answer. He puts in his answer, reveals your answer, and then he can see what, and then you can see what he says after he answers it.
He will find that very annoying.
It helps you learn about each other when you have conflict.
Yeah.
You know, when you have those little hiccups that arise, and you clicks back to, oh, that's right, we did that whole questionnaire about how
it's
we
nice
do
to
conflict
have
management.
A guide like that. You know, personal development and having a coach and things like that. Yeah, I find that those people find their way into my life, right? Like Lacey
is awesome. She just sent me
yeah.
a friend request. Thank you, Lacey. I accepted that.
Yeah, Lacey Watson is kind of making her way into our orbit lately.
Oh, she's done incredible. Yeah. I'm super proud of her. I really dug the email and the visual connected to that connects everything to the website. And I saw that she put it on her own page, which is just incredible. Just the work that she's put out being a brand ambassador.
For Swap Meet,
she's just kind of like exceeded just that one slot there. And everyone that is a brand ambassador is doing pretty awesome. Everyone's checking in.
Yeah, before you got here, Abby actually stopped by the house and picked up her posters and her flyers and stuff, so to take up to Waterville. She's getting the word out up in Waterville, and of course Jay is on the team too, and he's really into personal development, and he's been out there giving a different voice to the swap meet as well. And so Lacey's been really good with giving a good image and stuff. And she's a coach, you know, she's a naturopath coach. So I think she is going to be looking for a voice for, you know, her naturopathic work here pretty soon. So I keep telling her podcasting is a pretty good way to do that.
Oh yeah, and I want to give a shout out to Esmeralda as well. Esmeralda is also kicking some butt as a brand,
especially in our Hispanic community.
Yes, which is super important because we're not exclusive, we're inclusive,
right, of
everybody. We want everyone to be a part of it. We want the Hispanic community to bring their food trucks as much as anyone, because who doesn't like a good taco?
And that's why I was talking with Ruben Betancourt yesterday.
Yeah,
because you know he works alongside with the Hispanic Business Council, which is part of the Wenatchee Chamber of Commerce, and they obviously are really involved with the Hispanic businesses in the city of Wenatchee.
Absolutely.
And he really is dedicated to getting them involved in the Washington State Swap Meet as much as they possibly can, you know, and help if they want to, right? Like if they have a desire to get involved, in the swap meet, and if there are any hurdles in doing that, whether it be a language barrier or a financial hurdle or whatever that might be for that business, he's going to help to mitigate those struggles for a business. So
which is awesome.
yeah,
I'm so
we're
glad I
really
reached out
grateful
to
for
him,
that.
and I'm so glad that you reached out to him.
Yeah, thanks.
Because having them is really, you know, I'm spacing the word I want to use here, but it's really important. So it's really nice to have him be part of the meetings and the planning of what we're doing, because it is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I don't think people are understanding like how big, how huge, how epic this event is and how much work is going into it. They're just really starting to understand, right? We're getting a lot of the advertising, marketing, promotion out there now. You're going to start to see the electronic billboard outside of Liberty Cinema is going to start to rotate with some swap meet advertising. You're going to start to hear it on the radio.
It's going to be great. Have you talked to Chris Cormier? Are we going to have him at the swap meet?
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask him. Wait,
Okay.
I have reached out to his boss to try and facilitate that. So we'll see. But yeah, it's been a lot of that, right? Like it's been a lot of working with our community partners, and I feel like this has been almost like my Super Bowl, right? Like, hey, I know a lot of people in town. I help a lot of people in town. I show up for a lot of people in town, a lot of businesses, a lot of organizations. I donate to a lot of fundraisers, a lot of auctions, a lot of giveaways. And this was my chance to say, hey, I want to do something that gives back to our community. That really is a gleaming, glaring showcase of what our community can do when they collaborate to put something together. And that's happening. So, you know, people, organizations, businesses like the East Wenatchee Rotary putting together the beer garden. You have Class with a Glass coming to give art instruction. The Apple Valley Vinyl Expo donating their vinyl records for a paint on vinyl class. The Super Oval bringing their bandoleros. Wenatchee Wild coming by to celebrate their exhibition game. I'm trying to think of who else and what else we have going on. Pinnacles Prep is going to come by and do some crafts. Elbow the Clown is coming to do some performances. We have a dance on Friday night. We have family-friendly karaoke on Saturday night. We are going to be doing recycling and composting seminars to teach people on how to throw away properly your garbage. An eco-resource fair. We'll have charging stations brought to you by Wenatchee Computer so that you can rent batteries to charge your phones and tablets, plus all the different vendors that are putting things together, right? They are each individual experiences. So you're going to have to come and see it for yourself, or make an experience of your business or your organization or your household or whatever it is that you're trying to raise money for.
I mean, if you've never been to a swap meet and you've never been to a flea market, this is obviously going to be something where you're confused about what's actually going on. And I'll give it to you the best way I know how. It's like this amazing fair that you step into where everyone around you with their own different setup has something they're offering, whether it's antiques or collectibles, furniture. And then it's like this hodgepodge of like all these different like businesses that you don't even realize are businesses. It just looks like everyone's got something to sell. So it's like almost, now I want to say like a giant yard sale. I don't want to say that.
It could be. It could
But
be.
it depending on how it's set up, right? I've been to several of these. So some of them are just more well organized than others.
Yeah.
Some of them are just really well established, so it doesn't really matter because they've got their signage out. So this is like if you want to do a yard sale, get a space.
Right.
If you've got clutter and you're trying to get it out of your garage so you can park your car in there, you're trying to get it out of your room, and you want to do a yard sale, but it's a lot to move. This is now the time to get it all in your trailer, bring it on over,
And do it at
and
the swap
do it
meet.
at the swap meet. And that's the best way, because you've got all kinds of people there and you don't know who's going to buy from you. It could be a
Right.
vendor, it could be someone from the community. Either way, that's kind of how a swap meet works. And I've seen vendors buy stuff and bring it over to their place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because they're like, I could sell this for more.
Yeah.
Or I could just flip it for more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I've seen that a
I've seen
lot.
that so many times.
And it's just the most amazing, and especially like bartering, because I've been to some of these where they barter and trade. They'll be like, oh, I've got this, and because they're like, oh, I know I can move this better than you're trying to move it for a little bit more than what you're trying to move it
Right.
for. And they have an eye, especially stuff that has doors and stuff. They just know exactly how to prop it on their space, and they'll buy it and they'll bring it over and put it in their space. So sometimes you'll see a piece move around.
Yeah.
And so that's also kind of fun to see.
We're going to do a swap meet scavenger hunt. Have I told you that?
No, but that is going to be a
It's
lot
gonna be
of
fun. Yeah. We're going to have a list of items on the scavenger hunt. And then once you see it, you take a picture of it and then you post it up on our social media site and you tag us. And anybody who finds all the items is entered in to win a prize. Isn't that cool?
I think it's
But you have
really
to find all the items at the swap meet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's not going to be like hard, but it will be a challenge.
No, yeah,
It
yeah.
will be a challenge.
Yeah.
But it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be worth it in the end, because if you can get them all and you can get them posted and you get them all tagged properly, you're in it to win an amazing prize. And that prize is not going to be revealed until after the swap meet is over.
No, I don't know. I know. We'll figure it out. But it's coming all together and it's starting to get really exciting. And we're seeing vendors sign up more and more and more every day. So it's $100 to secure your spot. So don't miss out. Don't lose out on your chance. $100 for the entire weekend, right? That's like $38 a day. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us, but we're expecting a few thousand people to come throughout the weekend, which is a lot of eyes. I got an email yesterday from a woman who is making like jams and jellies and things like that. And she's signed up with some program where all of the sales go directly into an account that helps
Her
daughter get a heart transplant.
That's incredible.
Right?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And who doesn't like jams or jellies?
I know.
You know?
So we're helping her out and we're making sure that all the boxes are checked for her to be able to do that. And but yeah, like that's the thing. Like, yes, she's like, I just want to make sure I'll be able to do this. I'm like, yes, absolutely. Just yes. So she's got a spot. We've got somebody doing, their art. We have somebody who wrote a few books that is going to be there selling books. We're like, well, maybe we'll get you up on stage to do a book reading. And they're like, okay, cool. So why not? Right?
Exactly.
We've got the time. We've got a stage. We've got a full sound system. So music will be pumping through the fields the entire weekend. I'm just so excited.
Should be excited.
I am.
And that we got the flyers to pass out. We've got people passing them out. I mean, the official flyer is pretty awesome.
You want to know what else I'm really, really excited about? My cousin.
Yes. Tell us more about your cousin.
This is the last thing that I wanted to circle around to before we finish up for today is that so we need as much help we can get for a swap meet. So if there's anybody out there that wants to volunteer a little bit of time over that weekend too, we will. There's a space where you could sign up to be a volunteer for that weekend up on our website as well. But I told my cousin, who is the same age as me, I was like, I need some help. And here's a little bit of backstory of my cousin for anybody who doesn't know. And I've talked about her on the podcast before, but her and I are the same age. We grew up close to one another in the same town, and we're about in the same town, right? And so she's 2 months and a few days like older than me, and that's it. And there were times where she lived with us at certain points in time, so we really grew up like super close, like sisters. And she has a couple of older kids, but she also has a daughter who is 2 months older than my son Trenton. And so we were pregnant at the same time. We went through that whole experience together. We've had a lot of parallels in our lives, especially because our mothers were sisters and close to. My mom passed in October, and her mom passed almost 5 months to the day after mine. And we, for this amount of time, have been trying to deal with it and move on with our lives and be there for our children, each other, while living 3,000 miles apart. And it's extremely difficult. And she's been having a really difficult time, and she lost her job, and she's been taking care of her kid, and she's married to her husband, whose name is also Ryan, who works, but she just has this opportunity to come out here, since she's not working, to spend some time with us, help out with swap meet, have the kids meet each other, and they're going to learn they're going to get potty trained at the same time in the same household. It's going to be absolute madness. And she's going to help with swap meet, and or at least help with taking care of the house and the kids so it doesn't completely fall apart while Ryan and I are taking care of swap meet. And so they get here on the 24th.
You are so excited. I can see you just beaming with excitement talking about
this is family, man. This is like bio family.
I get it. I get it. When my sister came to town and I got to see my sister, we hardly ever see each other, but we have a lot in common. We're very much different age groups, but we're both cancers, so I hear you. It makes you have this excitement that stems from your heart and just spreads through your entire body. It's electric. I can see it. It's beaming off of you that you're really excited to see your cousin.
And they are, the even better thing is they might stay.
Wow.
They might move.
And her husband's wanting to do that.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, this is like a trial. This is like, let's go out and see what it's like. But duh.
But they live in a township in Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be so different than here.
Yeah.
Like so different.
How can you not fall in love with it here?
I don't know. It's a difference between fast-paced life and
they're more like us. They're more like me.
Slow pace.
Yeah. They're going to love it here. They're going to fall in love with it here. I know it.
Although you're not very slow pace. I'm
still fast paced and slow time. That's why I get so much stuff done.
Because everyone else is just kind of like just does it, and you're like do. Yeah, you're constantly on the move. So, no, this is exciting. I'm super excited for you. I hope that they do decide to move here. I know that will really boost your spirits, having some family nearby. It's good for everybody.
And just general, more support. That's my love language. Acts of service, right? And so just being able to give support, because I know that she needs it, and then she wants to give support because she knows that, I need it. Isn't that, I just think
No,
I don't know.
that's awesome.
I'm ready for it. So Amanda, her name is Amanda. She's coming with my goddaughter Ray, who's 17, and Andrina, who is 2. And we're gonna have a very full household here in a couple of weeks.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, we're ready for it. I'm happy.
You ready
We're very
to talk
blessed.
about the difficult thing? Wrap it up.
The difficult thing.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the political mayoral election.
How's that? I mean, I guess we can mention it. There's nothing really difficult about it. There's a lot difficult about it, but nothing I want to mention on a podcast.
Well, we narrowed it down from 3 candidates to 2.
Yeah, I guess we should mention that because we weren't live last week, and the last time we were live, thank you for bringing that up before we get off. We had the mayoral or the primary elections where they did narrow down the mayoral candidates from 3 to 2. We went from James McLaughlin, Brian Campbell, and Mike Poyer down to Mike Poyer and Brian Campbell. So James has been eliminated from the candidacy. And then when the first numbers came out, it looked like Brian and Mike were kind of neck and neck, right? They both came in around 40, 42%. And then the final numbers came out, and Mike took a pretty significant lead. He took a 6-point lead over Brian Campbell. So
pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I was very happy to see that. Congratulations to Mike. I know that there was a lot of skepticism out there for Mike, especially people were saying they didn't think that he got enough exposure. I just have to laugh at that. So hey, for not getting enough exposure and still coming out 6 points ahead, we're there's no confidence in elections. I don't want to say, hey, we're feeling confident or he's feeling confident. We're happy to move forward and continue our strategy because we never stopped the strategy. We had a long game strategy that didn't stop at the primaries. We had a long game strategy that stopped November 7th. So we're just continuing every day with that strategy.
It's exciting news. I know that talking about politics is never fun, but this was exciting this is very exciting to get to bring up because unless you're knee deep and always watching and listening, not watching KPQ, or you're reading the Wenatchee World online, you're not really knowing what's going on, right? This isn't in the local news because we don't really have local news, right? We have Spokane and Yakima local news. So it's good to mention because there are people that want to know. And if you voted, thank you. It seemed like a lot of people actually went out to vote.
Yeah, they said the voter turnout was low, but I didn't think it was low. For
a mayoral election, I think that was a pretty good draw.
For a primary, I think it was actually pretty decent. We always want more, but I thought it was pretty decent for a primary.
Well, it was like more than a quarter.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it does. How do you want to look at it? Half empty, half full. I look at it as half full because the potential is there and the interest is there and people actually took the time to vote. That means there's things going on that they're interested in knowing more about, and they took the time to cast a vote because they know whoever the mayor is going to be, either there's going to be a change or there's things going forward. They want to know what's going on. Everyone is entitled to knowing that. So thank you for voting. I really hope that we get a little more of the vote come this next election.
Well, I think we will. I put the website up, WenatcheeValley.com, if you want to Poyer, the future mayor of Wenatchee. That is his mayoral website. He also has a podcast mini-series with me called We Have a Responsibility. And so you can go on anywhere that you get podcasts streamed, Spotify, or Apple or Google, and look up We Have a Responsibility, and you will see the episodes that are already released, and we have a few more that are going to get released in this upcoming week. And we also have some more stuff. If you want to get involved, more stuff planned is what I was about to say. All right. I think that might have done it. Yes?
It's there.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
We're
So
there.
WenatcheeValley.com if you want to get involved in the election or the committee to elect Mike Poyer. All right. Oh, and I was going to tell you something about Swap Meet. What was I going to tell you about Swap Meet? I got interviewed by the Wenatchee World for Swap Meet. So that I don't know when exactly that interview or when that article feature is going to run, because I know that Jessie was interviewing me early because she was going on vacation. But it should be out, I guess, sometime in the next couple of weeks.
That'll be
So,
pretty awesome. That's something to look for.
Look forward to look for the feature, the Swap Meet feature in the Wenatchee World. Isn't that fun?
That is actually pretty fun.
And I think I'm gonna get a chance to go on Sunny FM. That is gonna interview me.
That would be pretty
So
cool.
I'm gonna get back on the radio.
That's cool.
And I'm gonna get interviewed on the agenda on KPQ AM. So I get to go back into the town square studios.
I know.
That'll be the first time they let me back in the building since they kicked me out.
How do you feel about that?
I'm fine. It's
Yeah?
fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. The only one not offering to get me on the air for an interview is Alpha.
Now, why is that?
They just haven't offered it yet. Yet. That's a challenge right there. And NCW Life, I haven't had Wake Up Wenatchee offer to do an interview yet, but maybe I'll reach out to them. We're going to try and get as much promotion and exposure as possible.
Oh, absolutely. You'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Anybody out there that has a little bit of a hookup, you let us know. We're trying to get the hookup. Sherry. I love Sherry. I miss her so much. I used to see her every day. All right. We got to go because I need to get some food in my tummies. And then we're supposed to go meet Ridgeline Graphics, who is our branding sponsor for the Washington State Swap Meet. They're making all of our signage.
Isn't that cool?
So yeah, they're going to make our Kids Zone sign, our entrance sign, our food truck alley sign.
It's going to be so awesome.
And we have to go and meet them out at the fourplex around 3:30 to do some measuring so they can actually get our signs into production. So that's pretty cool. We have really enjoyed the process of working with Lucas and them over at Ridgeline Graphics. They've made the process really super easy and have been a really great event partner with us on this. So we will definitely be working with them again. Planned.
We will. And we have Havana Nights. Havana Nights
tomorrow, 5 to 10.
And we've got
Valley Mall Parkway.
Tower Pizza's coming up. You've got an event coming up there.
Two events back to back. Friday the 18th. Is that Friday or is that the 17th?
I believe Friday is the 18th.
Friday the 18th at Tower Pizza and Crescent Bar, and then Saturday the 19th at the Wenatchee Senior Center, and that's open to the public.
That's taco night, you guys.
Taco night and karaoke
Yeah.
at the Senior Center.
Yeah.
Go spend
Come
some
on
time
down.
with them. They need socialize, right?
Yeah, everyone like socialize.
Right.
I don't know. I like to socialize with the older community, and there's just a lot of history they share that you don't know about.
That's why I love
How things used to be in Wenatchee. I miss that about how my grandma Lee passed away. I was just spending time with her and hearing all these different stories about how Wenatchee used to be. Like, I live on Emerson, and she's telling me Wenatchee High School used to be at the end of Emerson, after right after Washington Street. Emerson ends just north of that historical district. There is an apartment complex that takes up this entire spot. And I guess Wenatchee High School used to be there.
Wow.
Long time ago. So she used to tell me about getting off the bus and walking up Emerson Street, all the way from where I'm at on First, all the way on up across Washington Street, and what it used to look like. You know, what if there weren't houses? So just hearing about getting off the bus and there's orchard, you walk through the orchard, and then all of a sudden from the because First wasn't really there, so you're walking through an orchard, and then boop, houses. You know, so that's pretty cool. Like, so yeah, come on down to the senior center, because you know our grandparents do miss hanging out with us, and you know, like I would like to do it just because I don't have grandparents anymore. You never know who you're gonna meet, and it is taco night and karaoke. So I want to plug that one for sure, just because it's open to the general public.
I love karaoke, man. Like last month I was doing a kids party. Then I ended up doing the Wenatchee Valley High School 30th high school reunion in our backyard, after party in our backyard. And then and then it's like Tower Pizza, which is a pizza place up in Crescent Bar. And then we're doing like Senior Center. It's like so many different people getting connected through karaoke, and that is what I have always imagined it would be.
So we get to end on a really happy, positive note, man.
Absolutely. Thanks everybody for hanging out, watching us, interacting today. We will be back next week. I want to thank Trina Elms, Natalie Daggett from the City of East Wenatchee and the Events Department for coming and spending some time with us today and getting us really way too involved in Slasky Gate. We just need to move on from it all. No, but if you need more